You've heard my name is Dorong Grace. I'm from South Sudan, a former refugee, and having grown up in Kenya, Kakuma Refugee Settlement, and a founder of Root of Generations, organization that has been inspired by the life that I had in the camp. Happy to be here with you today.
Great. Thank you so much. We're so happy to have you here. After fleeing conflict in your home country of South Sudan, you arrived in Kakuma Refugee Camp in northern Kenya. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience living there?
First of all, I found myself there as a young child, a minor, and as we are there, we are not called by our names, but we are called by the status, children without parents, children without being accompanied. So we used to be called minors. I usually refer to Kakuma Refugee Camp as a cage because that is how I saw it. We are living in these fenced, plastic house, dirty smelling toilet places full of people of different sizes, age, different origin, different culture. I felt confused. I felt lost. I felt Kakuma was like being in a sea and you don't know how to swim.
Can you tell us a little bit about the daily life in Kakuma?
Our daily life was this. We were kept in one room, both male and female, and we had some people who are tasked to take care of us and to cook for us. And they come the following day to prepare the porridge. The porridge which you used to take once in a day. And you have to really fight to get that meal. If you miss to get the porridge today, then you have to wait until the following day. And so these people who are tasked with the responsibility to take care of us are the same people who actually mistreated us. They were not like parents or giving us that love, but they were instead brutally mistreating us. And if you're a female, then you'll be used by the male. If you're the male, I don't know what kind of mistreatment they underwent, but that is what I know about myself.
So you spoke a little bit about the difficulty of getting food. Can you describe in general what the cooking situation is for people, for families in Kakuma?
Women and girls, they used to travel to the bush, mostly to go and look for firewood. And you'll hear a lot of cases. You can hear that a woman was raped, a woman was killed, a woman was this. But these are the people who are having pressure from the family, what to do to the children, what to give to the children. The bundle of firewood that has been given is finished. What do you use to cook? Even if you have small flour in the house, you need a source of energy to prepare it. So that is the difficulties that I really remember. In those plastic houses, in those plastic sheets, because of very hot sunshine, people prepare the cooking stoves inside the same house. So you find the plastic sheet is turning black from inside. And sometimes you can see those black things hanging and then falling on you. When you get out in the morning, you feel like stiff, kind of your nose is like you're not breathing. It's like the nose is growing smaller inside, especially when it gets cold, your chest is very heavy. And it's like the chest is growing smaller. It's like the air spaces are being closed. I just realized later on that many people that are really facing the same challenges are the people using this kind of cooking. Most of my uncles and the rest of the people have chest problem. And when they breathe, sometimes when you cough out, they cough out like black kind of saliva, dirty.
Can you tell us why you think clean cooking is a gender issue?
If I really have to rank, I would say it's a gender issue and affects women more than men, because women spend almost 6 hours in that kind of setting, in the cooking, in looking for firewood, in cooking for the children. And then as they're cooking, they also carry the babies in their bag. They also have other children next to her, sitting there waiting for the food. And women also go out to look for firewood. They travel those long distances. The same women are exposed to risk out there, a lot of risk as they are moving. So this is a gender issue.
And do you think that the cooking situation in Kakuma and similar places is getting better or worse?
Due to these climate changes and what is happening, there is a lot of rising water. We have a river there called Tarach River. And so the river increased, rise, and swept away most of the trees that we used to go under, because people used to go under those trees and collect the fallen, dried one. Now these trees are no longer there. They're actually buried in the ocean. So they don't find where to go and look for firewood. And then the local communities, the host communities, are now the one bringing in the firewood to sell to these people. And you find the cost is very high. So those people who have never received any support in terms of solar or whatever, because I managed to ask few who are supported under SCI, and they said, for me, I don't even go and look for firewood. So meaning it's getting worse for others, and it's getting better for those who are able to access your support. So this is the reality.
We have been told by other Kakuma residents that using solar cookers has reduced their need for other fuels like wood and charcoal, as you mentioned, and it saves them about $70 or 10,000 Kenyan shillings a year. In your opinion, what do you think that kind of savings means for someone living in that area?
Oh my God, I think it's just great saving, because in Kakuma, getting 200 Kenyan shilling or about $1 is not an easy task. And so saving that amount, do you know what it means? It means that this person can be able to buy a book, a pen for the child to go to school. This family is able to buy alternative source like green vegetables. They can even afford the fruit at the market. This family can also access other services like good health services, because the hospitals we have in the camp are not well equipped. So if you have your own resources, you can be able to go to the better hospitals. So this means a lot.
Why do you think solar cooking is an important solution for refugee families in Kakuma? But also, do you think that that same solution translates to where you are now in South Sudan?
Yes, it is the best solution for those living in Kakuma, because we find that Kakuma is very hot and there is enough energy from sunshine.
Unlike the firewood that they have to search for it, risking their lives, and sometimes someone can die during that process. It also helps to reduce the burdens of women. Women take a lot of time in order to prepare the meal for their families. So solar being there for them, very accessible, it reduces a lot of burdens. It gives them, at least out of their day, they have some time free. Also, it helps to solve a lot of gender-based violence issue, because when a man comes in and finds there is no food, he doesn't care whether because you didn't cook because there's no firewood. All he wants is the food. And also because they don't have income that they can use to buy these expensive, as I said, because of these climate issues, the prices of this charcoal, the firewood is really skyrocketing, and they cannot afford to be able to purchase the fruit. I remember I stayed there for more than 7 years when I've never eaten a fruit. So yeah, it is only for families who can afford to buy a mango in the street or an orange. It is very helpful also in South Sudan, because as I speak, we have a lot of deforestation. The lands that were very green initially, now they're just bare land. So it will help us to save the environment from being cut down. It will also help the families. Here in South Sudan, okay, here is dusty. It's very dusty because the rain is not there. It's very hot. And also these dusts coupled with the smoke still cause a lot of health challenges. So I feel that what I underwent in Kakuma, the suffering, the fact that you cannot eat because you cannot afford the source of energy. So this gives me the energy to ensure that people can access clean energy, and cooking doesn't have to be a burden to women.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your organization, Root of Generations? Can you tell us what your organization's mission is and what you work to achieve?
So this is an organization that works to transform the society in a lasting way, in creating solutions by using what we have. So the organization has a passion of transforming the society, transforming the community, transforming the lives of people, especially women and children. So the mission is just to have healthy society, equal society, where women, men, live as counterparts, and where children are embraced, they are loved, and also making sure that the government is focused on people. It's a government for people, by the people. So we're also having the element of advocacy. We're having the element of empowerment. We're having the element of environment, because we see that when you live in a clean environment, and then your mind also become clean, and you become a very successful citizen that can really work in their country. So this is the whole thing about Root of Generation. Just about the world we dream to have or we dream to see. Yeah.
And what is your hope or aspiration for the future?
I can say my future is 5 years from now, because I don't know how long I'm gonna live. But I'm just looking at a future where people live very green environment. People can eat food. Women can move freely and come back easily. The families live together in peace and looking at each other, growing up their children. And above all, being healthy in their bodies, embracing alternative sources of energy that is never harmful to their health.
Thank you. I hope to see that future too. Do you have any closing thoughts or anything else you feel it's important to share with the people that are here today, with the solar cooking community or the wider audience?
I think my closing remark is basically to tell the world that we're all looking for the solution to safeguard the environment. Build up on what solar cooking has done, because this is the best so far I've ever seen. Something that can cook food from sunshine. In fact, when I told the story here, people are like, how is that possible? And so my message is just that let's embrace the clean energy that we can use entirely in the world, because this is one way of creating a clean world that we're looking for. If I had the power, I would make sure that everyone has it in their home, to make sure nobody cuts a tree or nobody uses charcoal or firewood again. No, I think that's it.
Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and absolutely fascinating to learn about your background and your experience and the very important work that you're doing with the women today. So thank you very much for your time and for your hard work.